Yeah, this is NASDAQ futures. Yo yo. What's your bias for the day? Spencer says. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Nate? I think we come down, take some of the sell side. I was just talking with a guy in the Discord. I think we might come up a little higher, and then we got a lot of sell side to got a lot of ground to make up down here. So we'll see. I don't think it'll drop. I don't think it'll drop super low like down here. What's up, ET? But I think that we do pick up some of this traction. To be honest with you, my prediction for the day is we get some pretty rough price action. I think it'll consolidate a lot. We'll see, though. We'll see. Just going to wait and take what the market gives us. There's market open. Chris is about to get stopped out. Boom, stopped out. What's up, Zip? Yeah, August is this is NQ right here. Diego. MNQ is the same. I mean, they vary very slightly sometimes, but this is the same. Yeah, August is typically not a great month. So there's the move down that we were kind of anticipating, disrespecting these inversions, bouncing off that 15. I think it will be hard to trade today for a multitude of reasons. I think it will. We're going to be super patient. I took a little pre-market move up to the CE of this 15 and closed out. Done. Those are my take profit accounts. I'm going to switch over to my Apex accounts and try to take. The goal is I want to take around $250 per account. So I know that's not usually advised to have a target profit, but that's what I'm aiming for. We're going to be very conservative. Yeah, Zip. It is. It is. What's up, Nora? Let me make sure the stream's running on these other. Excuse me. Make sure we're getting what we want here. How's the quality of the stream look? Camera quality look good? Better than it has looked? About the same? Can see every freckle. That was the goal. Hopefully you can't see every freckle. Yeah, I was going to say my eyes look crazy. It's weird. Nice haircut. Thanks, man. Get to see my receding hairline. YouTube camera flipped my background. Oh, shit. Hang on one second, guys. Check this out real quick. Nora, you know my name is not Chris. Okay. Yeah, Kelly, I see what you're saying. That's fine. I don't care if the background's flipped as long as my chart wasn't flipped. It was flipped earlier for some reason. I think I got it fixed. Working out the kinks. It's weird because it's not, Kelly, it's not flipped on TikTok or Kick, I don't think. Strange. It's all good, though, as long as you guys can see the chart clearly. Does your weapon ever randomly disappeared? I haven't had that happen yet, dude. I was absolutely going off last night. I played 1 or 2 games before I went to bed, man. It was definitely feeling that game, man. That game's good. It is flipped on TikTok. There we go. Want the plan on the right. Appreciate that, Nathan. Tristan, are you playing through Steam or are you playing through the EA client itself? That could be it. I was having issues playing through Steam. I had to switch over to the EA client. I don't know. That's just a guess, but I was having other issues. It was like I was losing frames and all kinds of stuff, man. I switched over to the EA client. It's running like butter. We trade ICT over here. What's up, DJ? DJ Whoop. Make money strategy. I like that, Tristan. I like that. The strategy that makes money. We're into making money over here. It's our goal. It's the byproduct of a solid strategy and patience. More than anything, patience. You guys seen that the frog thing on TikTok? He's like tapping the button. I feel like so many people are like that with trading. Sell gold right now. I don't mess with gold, Vincent. Venito. Sorry. I don't really mess with it. I know a lot of people love it. My buddy, I was actually talking with him last night. Brian, if you're in here, I was talking with him about gold. He's a fan. You're bullish, Steven? Okay. See, that's the thing that I've come across too, Tristan. The win rate to me, I've kind of the profit factor is what's more important in my opinion, because I can tell you that when I was making far less money than I'm making now, my win percentage was actually way higher, but my profit factor was much lower. And then once those kind of inverted, where my profit factor was way higher and my win percentage was slightly lower, meaning that my wins were way bigger than my losses, that's when I actually started making a lot more money. And when I've tried scalping, I've had the same result that you're talking about, where I'd win a lot of trades, but then when I'd take a loss, it would wipe out all the gains basically plus some. So it's kind of hard. Exactly, yeah. And I'm sure there's a better way to do it. I watch. I think I've mentioned him plenty of times before, but Rips. I watch him. I really like that guy. Um, but he trades, in my opinion, what looks to be like a scalping strategy, where it's he calls it order flow and momentum trading. Uh, but man, he'll sit there and throw 10, 15 minis on, and he's only holding trades for 20 or 30 seconds, and then he's in and out. He cashes it in, man. He makes a lot of money. My win rate right now is in the 60-ish percentile range. My profit factor is like 4.5, though. Before, my profit factor was like a 1, like right around it, or a 1.2, so I was barely making money. But my win percentage was like 80%. So my win percentage now is lower, but my profit factor is much, much higher, which means that my wins far outweigh my losses. No trade yesterday. That's what my brother does, Tristan. I think his average hold time is like 6 seconds, and he's crushing it right now. He actually just started not that long ago. I was telling guys in the Discord he's waiting on his first payout today, so he's pumped. You gotta. I had to put another window capture source into my Streamlabs, and then cut down the screen. So you hold Alt and then drag the corners in, so it doesn't shrink the size. It's cropping the image that it's showing. So that's how I get the P&L in there like that. No, I did not. I've tried to get him to trade ICT, but he's having plenty of success doing his own thing, man. That's the thing. There's there's dozens of different ways to trade. The biggest thing most important thing is discipline. The mental aspect of things. Plenty of strategies work and are effective, but nothing's going to work for you until you get a grip of the mental aspect of trading. No, my actual brother, blood brother. I do have a brother-in-law that trades options, though. He's all about that. No, I don't use my phone. I've posted my setup before on TikTok. Oh yeah, he's in law. Yeah. I've posted my setup before. I have is it a 49-inch monitor that I have half of the screen is trading view and the other half is Tradevate. And then I have a 32-inch monitor that's on its side that I use for my streaming stuff. And then I have a 27-inch monitor to the left of that kind of has other stuff right now. It has my Spotify on it. Yeah, I like it. I like the setup. I don't trade crypto, man. I used to. Got my butt whooped when I first started trading. What criteria am I missing? What result did you have? Yeah, we got a scammer in the chat trying to be like me. Take your punk ass out of here, bro. We're gonna get that account banned soon. You keep trying us. Keep trying your luck. Trying to scam people. You guys see Christian W777 underscore? Go to that account and report it if you can. Report it en masse if you can. That's the scammer account that keeps trying to screw people, pretending to be me. Appreciate that. Yeah, comments pinned. What's up, Ant? I did. I just trimmed it. Yeah, I trimmed it this morning. I'm gonna let it grow. I just wanted to make it even. I just evened it up. Um, well, I got in a trade early, get stopped out. I'd have to see the individual trades that you're talking about to know exactly what it is that the issue is. But it sounds kind of like a patience issue. Maybe, I don't know. That would just be my first guess. That's sometimes what I struggle with. Sometimes you just have maybe it's where you're putting your stops. He bought them. I'm sure he bought them, Tristan. I'm sure he bought those followers. Yeah, maybe a breaker setup forming here potentially. Potential breaker set up here. If we get a push higher, potential. High low. We'll see. I think listening to Christopher in the Discord, and several other people and my own feelings, I think that we do push lower today, but we'll see. We're gonna wait and watch what the market gives us. That doji candle is not convincing. Two M what? 2 million. 2 minute. Oh yeah, yeah. I see you. Yeah, ES is moving. I like to bounce around, Dean. I like to bounce around and see what's going on. I'm pushing out of this 4 hour right now. Yeah, prelim consumer sentiment at 10. Uh, President Trump, I think, is in the air right now, headed to Alaska, and in that an 8 hour flight. He left, I think, right around 8. So is he gonna? I don't know how he is. He speaking from the plane, or am I wrong? Did he just land? I just saw his plane on the tarmac. I don't know if he was landing or if he was taking off. Yeah, I see it on the in the forex. Means potential, like it's tentative, meaning subject to change, not a set time. It's the rough estimate, basically. Mhm. Where are you seeing the daily? What's up, Chase? How's it going, man? Where are you seeing the daily fair value gap? I don't see a daily. Dean, you're wild. I don't see a daily. Oh, did I miss that? Oh yeah, I see you. I see you. Yeah, it'd be wild if we close that today. Yeah, that'd be a huge dump. Somebody in the chat was saying that they were calling out the 503 level. We got a 4-hour inversion right here. Two of them. 1 hour that we're sitting in right now. I don't know, man. Could we possibly sweep this and then go higher? We'll see. There's AM low right there. Kelly, we're waiting. We're waiting to see if we can get an idea of if this is going to just sweep these lows and go higher, or if we're just going to continue lower. We got 10 minutes until this 4-hour closes. What would be interesting is if we get a close to invert this 4-hour, get a retrace up to it, and maybe short it. That could be a move. Can I go outside and watch your stream? Yeah, report that M4 if you don't mind. Yeah, we swept London lows. London lows are up here. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Halo, this is NASDAQ futures, not a stock. What's up, Mary? How's it going? Thought we lost you. You hadn't been back since that day you came. I took a pre-market trade. There was a decent long setup that, not decent. It was fairly decent, but I took 200 on 5 take profits accounts. So I'm switching. I'm done with those for the day. I'm switching over to my Apex accounts. Hey, I get it. I get it. No need to apologize. We were all talking about you while you were gone, though. Just know that when you're not here, we talk about you. I'm just kidding. Blew your funded. How'd you do that, Sammy? I blocked him, Max. Don't worry about it. Rod, this is NASDAQ futures. Gathering fame. I don't know what's in it for those guys. I guess they get some people. we looking for? Well, we got 6 minutes until this 4-hour closes. I guess what I'm thinking is potentially we close, invert this 4-hour, maybe get a touchback into it. Maybe we long up to the touchback and then short it down. So maybe potential for 2 trades. We'll see though. We could just keep pushing lower with no retracement. Yeah, we got news at 10. What's up, Surreal? I just saw your message, man. I'm doing good. I'd short the 4-hour if we touch back into it, probably. If we got a little tap back, I'd probably take a short there. I don't know why that's doing that. Hang on, let me sign back in. Hang on 1 second. Needed to switch to Apex anyway. TradingView give me a little reminder. So we just hit that 4-hour inversion. Let's see how price reacts off of that. Anybody trading the 15-minute orb? Yes, sir. Nice. $500 profit. Very nice, man. Yeah, people have been having some good luck with that recently. Not luck. They've been having good success with that. It is red folder, yeah. It's consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. I'm going to mark out this. I'm going to make sure this is visible on the lower time frames here so we can keep an eye on it. I know this is going to look a little messy on the charts for a minute, but I'm going to do it. It's going to look like a little kid's drawing project. Touching into this 4-hour on ES. Let's see what this does. Do I think you can become profitable only using your phone? Sure. Definitely more difficult, but I definitely think you could. This 4-hour closes here in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so. Sammy, I've been there, man. I've been there. You got to figure out what's not working. Oversizing. It sounds like your psychology is off a little bit from what you said. You're oversizing, maybe getting greedy. Just my guess. I'm not saying that that's true, but correct. You cannot trade on red folder for TPT. I would say make sure you're journaling and writing down specifically, very detailed, exactly what you're doing every single trade. Most importantly, the losing trades. I know that's hard to do, but I think that's super important. Important. So you put exactly why you took the trade, what your sizing was. I like to put the time of the day, um, all your confluences, your emotions at the time. What were you feeling? What was going on? And it might sound irrelevant, but I like to put what was going on in my life at the time. Was I having issues with school? Was I, you know, eating properly? Things like that. Those are to me, those are details that matter because especially diet, it drastically affects your brain chemistry. So all of those things are important. So when you have a comparison of, okay, I was doing this on the day that I was successful and I was doing this on the days where I wasn't successful, typically you'll find some discrepancies. I think all of those things are important. Find out exactly what's going on in your life. Um, what was going on the charts that day? Was there news that day? Uh, things like that. What was your daily bias? Was it an A+ setup? Was it in line with your typical setups that you like to look for? There's the news. That's manipulation for a push higher, maybe. Retail sales down by 1/10 of a point. That's 8:30. Consumer sentiment down. Inflation expectations 4.9%. Not terrible. So that really isn't that crazy news right there. Consumer sentiment is down slightly, but I don't think that's going to have much of an effect here. Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'd like to see the retail sales this time of year last year and previous years, because that, especially consumer sentiment too, I think probably not much different than what they are annually. Been finding great success with the 15-minute orb. Yeah, okay. I've been watching a lot of videos on that. I've back tested it before, man. I feel like I've said this in the chat before. I don't know if you've heard me say it, but when I back test that strategy, I feel like there's like 6 months where it works almost every day, and then 6 months where it doesn't work at all. Maybe that's just based on the data that I've back tested. Use Tradezilla. I love Tradezilla. I did a deep dive on why yesterday was a losing day for me. Brutal but helpful. That's a great job, Mary. That's what it takes. Every profitable trader that I've ever talked to or listened to journals they're trading. We inverted this 4-hour, didn't we? Yeah. All right, let's get a trade here. Let's lock in, find a setup. Just got to keep in mind that we're pushing out of that 4-hour inversion, pushing up against it. This could be a short here. Not thoroughly convinced of it. We'll wait to see how this 5 closes in the next 2 minutes. Gonna push higher here. It might have been the move down for the day, and then we invert and go higher here. We didn't invert the 5 yet. We got a 1.5 minutes until it inverts. You gotta wait for candle closures for the inversion. You're still thinking shorts, Max? Potentially, we'll see. We're gonna size pretty small on this. I'm debating. Want to touch back into that. I'd like to see. I'm going to give this a shot. 5 micros on this. Stops would be down here. We could just be bullish, though. This could get stopped out pretty quick. That's why I'm keeping my sizing small. Profit would be London high at 23,963. Might just keep pushing. Might not get an entry there. We'll see how this plays. Yeah. Yeah, this might not be the right trade here. I'm gonna cancel that. Let's see how this plays. I'm canceling that trade. I don't like the way ES is pushing hard out of that 5. I don't know, man. I'm just not convinced of this. I still think that we want to go lower. Something doesn't feel right about taking that long. Yeah, it's a pretty big S&T. And short it on ES maybe. Might not be a bad move. Yeah, I think we go lower here. I don't see us disrespecting this 4 hour. price just going to fight right here. We invert this 15 in the next minute. It's tempting. It is tempting to take a stab at a long here. Why are they moving so differently? They just decoupled a little bit right now. It's S&T. It's going to be patient. Any trades? Yeah, I took one pre-market. We're up 200 on 5 take profit accounts. It seems like it does want to, yeah, it does seem like it wants to push higher here. I think I'm going to take a stab at a long if it comes back down into here. NQ. This is NQ. NQ, Pete. No, I was just bouncing over to ES, seeing what we were doing over there. I'm liking the stream. Appreciate that, man. Let's get a touch back. Tap us in. That's a pretty large stop there. Pretty large. TP would be at London highs over here. If we did get this trade, this is what it would look like. It's a pretty large stop. I might, just to be safe, put it underneath this inversion, but these wicks are just, I don't like how price is stagnating right there. I don't feel too great about this. Appreciate the gifts. Thanks, Tristan. We do have, I didn't mark out this chart. That's my fault. I'll do that real quick while we're hoping to get tapped in. am I getting all these spam calls right now? That was all-time highs, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't think we're going to get tapped in on this. Could. I mean, we could say, yeah, we're shooting for all-time highs, but that'd be... Come on, tap us in. Yeah, Colton, I do. I think we're going to just watch this run without us. That stop, if I were to just put a market order in for this right here, man, that's not the way I trade. Your stops would be super long. And it's, you know, it's not ideal. Not going to do that. I'll watch it run if I don't get tapped in. It's all good, Ethan. Nice one. Someone's banging on my door. There's a TV sitting outside my door. What? So I just left a TV at my door. I didn't buy a TV. No, there's a TV sitting there. They were like beating on my door. I'm surprised you guys didn't hear that. I don't like this trade. To be completely honest. Is it ice? I'm getting deported, man. You never know, man. You gotta stay ready. Somebody clipped it. They got the wrong. It's moving weak right now, and I'm sure somebody has just the wrong unit. Nah, FX Dean, I don't. Probably should. I don't trade crypto. No, I don't. I invest in it, but I don't trade it like the way that I do futures. Appreciate the gift, Mary. I just saw that. Thank you. Um, Monty, I'm not sure. I want to say I could be completely wrong about this. I had the news on this morning while I was doing stuff around my apartment. I saw Trump's plane on the tarmac around 8:30, and I thought he was taking off to head to Alaska. And I know that's about an 8-hour flight for him. So I don't know if he was landing or taking off. Uh, and I thought he was taking off. So it should be a while before we get anything transpiring with that meeting. We'll see though. I don't know. He was taken off. Okay, yeah. So it'll be a while. 8 hours from around 8 o'clock this morning Eastern time, I think. If I do get in, the TP's, I mean, realistically, if we push this high, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way up here. But where I have it just right now is just at New York AM high. The level is 24,006. We'll see. I don't. How many? We got FX Dan in here? No, I don't. I don't trade crypto or gold or forex. Strictly futures. Yeah, I was just talking about a short on ES out of that 5 minute. But we're also, you got to think, you got this 4 hour that it's trading into, bullish 4 hour gap here. So that could create enough support to drive price back higher, which it looks like it wants to do. I don't think we'll get an entry on this, to be completely honest. Which is fine if that happens. Got to be okay with that. Romans 8:15 through 16. Let's see, Tristan. I like Romans a lot. Let's see what that is. What'd you say? Romans 8:15 through 16. The spirit you hang on. Let's get it. The spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship, and by him we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit himself testifies with our spirit that we are God's children. Amen. Let's see what the New King James Version is of that. Or the King James Version. I always like the ye's that King James has. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Amen. I like that. New King James, yeah. A lot easier. I like the ye's. Wish we still talked like that. Nathan. I usually do. Zachary, who was it that just said that? Sorry, the chat's moving. Alex. I usually do. I preach not to put limit orders in, but I think price is really going to test this, and it's going to be super quick. And my slippage when I execute a trade could cause it to my entry to be like up here. But the potential downside of doing a limit order like this is price could just blow right through this and go down. So that's the reason I don't usually do it. But with 5 micros, I think we'll give it a shot. I really don't like this price action, so I'm tempted to kill this trade because this is just very slow. I like to see strong fluid motions. So Delta, this isn't a pair, man. This is NASDAQ. We don't trade Forex over here. I'm trading 5. I do 5 micros. Everybody has their own strategy when it comes to fundeds. My strategy is I trade 1 micro for every 500 of drawdown. And even if I have more drawdown available, I don't like to go much higher than 5 micros. You can get the job done, My target profit is, if on Apex accounts, is 250 for the day per account, which allows me to take a max payout every 8 days. So with 5 micros, that's very doable, and you're minimizing your potential downside. So there's no point in getting greedy. I'm not against Forex, man. I'm really not. I know people that make a ton of money on it. There's plenty there. It's just I enjoy futures. It's maxed on the 50K accounts, Robbie. It's maxed at $2,000 for the first 5 payouts per account. So made Forex sound like a slur. Wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound like a jerk. Yeah, yes is not. I might cancel this trade. Even if we do push higher, I'm not going to be mad about it because I'm not going to feel comfortable sitting through this chop. Trying to decide what my gut is telling me right now. I am going to cancel this. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Judge me if you want. Do I dislike Top Step? I don't dislike Top Step. I just would prefer to trade other firms. I'm not going to talk bad about them. I think they do have their issues. I'll leave this up on the screen in case anybody wants to trade this. I just am not super comfortable with it, and I want to feel comfortable and confident in a trade when I take it. I'm not super confident in this. This touch back into the 5 with a strong rejection is promising, but just not feeling it. With TS, you're having huge issues with Top Step. I had my buddy telling me yesterday he had a big issue with them, and he tried to get it resolved, and they were less than helpful. You took it, Josh? Did you take it off of the? Did you take it off of the touchback into the 5? Yep, tapping 5. Perfect, man. I think that's a good entry. I think that's a good trade. We'll see. We'll see, though. I just personally wasn't super comfortable with it. If you feel good about it, stick to it, man. Don't let me deter you. Yeah, Jay, I'm not super confident in what direction this wants to go. I think longs could be plausible here, but the conversations that I was having with Christopher and Discord and a couple other people pre-market, we were all kind of agreeing that price seemed to want to go lower. We'll see, though. Holy crap! I just realized there's 350 people in here. Appreciate you guys being here, man. Yeah, we got a Discord. If you want to hop into it, it's free. I'll put the link in the chat because some people have issues with it. It's in my link tree in my bio, but I'll go ahead and put it. I appreciate that, Robbie. Thank you. Discord's in the chat. I'll pin it so you guys can see it. I look familiar. Might know me, man. Saw me on the back of a milk carton or posted in the post office on a poster. I am in PJ's Discord. Yeah, I am. Highly recommend other people joining that. Used to go by the name Johnny Sins. Not me. Not me. Yeah, you know me from PJs, yeah. Your physique is crazy. Are you natty? Currently, yes. Not, I haven't always been, but currently, yes. This is not a promising doji candle here when this closes in 8 seconds. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that on TikTok lives, man. They might try to ban me for that. Yeah, see, we're coming back down here, I think. Put my stop at the inversion, below the inversion right here you're talking about. I don't think that's bad at all, man. That's a very conservative and safe place. This is actually a really long stop, so I don't blame you for putting it right here. I think that's a good bet. I think if it disrespects this inversion, then yeah, you can bet that it's going lower. The only reason you might want to put it down here is this wick. This could wick down here and then go higher, but again, I'm not in this trade. I don't feel comfortable taking it. Um, Maybe if I was on eval, but I'm trading funded, so this might be a decent eval trade. But again, I'm thinking price wants to go lower before we go higher. It's Friday. Um, I don't know, man. Just not feeling that for a funded trade. Just not feeling it. Well, I'd want my bias to not be. I don't marry my bias. In PJ, I think anybody who's in here that's in PJs, I think he talks about not don't establish a bias. Just take what the market gives you. For me personally, I'm not going to argue with PJ. I think he's got a reason for having that standpoint. But for me personally, I I like to have at least an idea of what direction the market wants to go, so I can feel more confident in my trade. Like on a day like today, if I'm thinking we're bearish and I take a long, I'm trading against my gut feeling, and I like to be strong in my gut feeling when I'm taking a trade. I don't like to sit here and worry through a trade. Um, so, to answer your question, I'd want to be bearish on the day in order to take a short. I'd want to be bullish on the day to take this long. Yeah, they are. Apex is good about their payouts. As long as you're not using like a trading bot or any of that sort of crap, and you're not hedging your trades, meaning you're not basically having two funded accounts where you go long in one and short in the other at the same time. They're good about their payouts. They just want to make sure you're not trying to screw them, man. They're in business. People don't understand. These guys are trying to make money too. They're not just an ATM trying to just give everybody money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there anymore, and we would have, you know, we wouldn't have a prop firm to trade. This isn't a pair, this is Nasdaq futures. I'm just not a fan of the price action right now, Chris. Um, I'm not a fan of how this doji candle for one is not convincing that we want to go higher. Um, I'm just not super comfortable with it. It's more of a gut feeling than something that I'm seeing on the chart, man. It's more of a gut feeling that this is not the best trade to take. I'm leaving it on the screen because we had one guy that was long off of the touchback here. Um, See, I would have gotten tapped in right there on my limit order if I had kept it. Yeah, they're pushing me to the forex market. Yeah, they're super cheap, man. The 50Ks. I think with my discount code, you get I think all in or for the eval, I think it's like 39 US dollars. So I'm not sure what country you're in or what currency you're using. If you're on eval delta, I mean, you could take a stab at this. I'd keep your sizing low. But I don't think I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this to play out. We'll see. This doji candle especially kind of confirmed my uncomfortability with it. This is NASDAQ futures. We took a trade this morning, buddy. We're up 200 times 5 on 5 TPT accounts, so I'd say $1,000 on the day is not bad. Made 35K. I'm gonna start doing that, Josh. I was live pre-market in the Discord. Jaden, you're the man, dude. Appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. You've been here since day one, bro. Yeah, I made the Josh. I made the call out for the trade that I was in the Discord and went live. Person, man, when TikTok was shadow banning my stream because I was violating community guidelines, doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'll put the Discord in the chat again in case the link's not working. I know some people have been having issues with it. Very nice, Zachary. I hope it plays out for you. We got some people short, some people long here, so somebody's winning. Yeah, Tristan, you've been here since day one too, man. I appreciate you guys. Definitely appreciate you guys. We got 50-50 here in the chat on longs and shorts. It's interesting. Nah, Luca, I'm not getting in this. I'm trading funded, so I don't. Maybe if I was on eval, I might take a stab at this. But even then, man, I'm not super convinced of this. You got that. This is the 1 minute chart. That's not too convincing a price action right there. I've never done a poll before. How do I edit this? Oh, shit. Hang on. Here we go. See if this works. I thought I did end the other one. Is there a poll currently going on? No, there's not. So when you hit the 50K and then you decide whether you trade evade or rhythmic or whatever, there's a discount section right there on the very next page, and you enter that. Did I hit 12K? That's awesome if I did. Appreciate you guys, man. That's awesome. Very nice. No, I'm not. I'm not. I just got this. There are some people in this trade. I don't feel comfortable taking this one. Nah, man. No big time over here. Nice, Lucas. Is there a poll on the screen? Because it keeps telling me I'm trying to start a poll and it says you can't start one until the old one ends. But there's no poll. It's weird. Hmm. So strange. Well, let me start it. Hang on 1 second. Dang, people are loud. Protecting the church. People are loud. Nah, they were banging on my door again, man. They're trying to move, and they're like, I don't know. I guess they were hitting my door. The couch. There's a door right across from my door. It's like a meth head over here looking out the windows. I'd put it, if I was in this trade, I'd have my stops either below this inversion or below this wick. Depends on how risk tolerant you are. But I'm not convinced of this trade right here with the way price is acting. I'm not in this, just to be very clear. I'm not sure why it won't let me start this poll. Yeah, rejecting out of that 15. In on eval. Are you long? This is in queue. Vanguard. I'm not in a long, Phil. If I was, you'd see it on the screen, my boy. Thank you. Confluences would be I mean, there's plenty of justifications for taking a long here. It's just the only reason I'm not in is gut feeling that this price action does not want to do this. My pre-market bias was bearish, so I'd be trading against my gut, and I'd be trading against my pre-established bias. Again, I don't marry my bias, but I think it's still an accurate bias for this session. Yeah, the 15, we're rejecting hard out of that 15-minute gap. Adam, I trade ICT. My ideal setup is the unicorn model. At most 3. I don't like to take more than 3. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys. The unicorn need a major liquidity sweep, V-shaped recovery, breaker, fair value gap or inversion inside of the breaker, clear draw and liquidity for your direction. Yeah, I'll put the 15 on the chart for you guys because I think some people are missing that. 15's right there resting. We're rejecting pretty hard out of it. You're going to invert this 4 here in 2 minutes there, Tristan. You like that 4-minute chart. No, I did not. I did not take this trade. I removed the limit. Yeah. You'd see it on the screen if I was in it. One, you'd see it on the dollar open P&L. And then you'd also see it, because I have my account connected to TradingView, you'd see it on TradingView also. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. The way this is looking, though, we'll see if it respects this inversion, but I'm pretty sure we're going to invert this 5. We'll see what price wants to do. Up 522 on market open short. Nice, man. Very nice. Sounds like people are making money today. The 5-minute would be better than the lower time frames. The higher the time frame, the more weight you could give it. You know what I mean? You could rely on it. That's the typical thinking. Like a 4-hour would hold more weight than a 15-minute. You can expect it to hold better. So a 5-minute would be better than a 1-minute. Hey, what was the math again for 20 accounts? I wanted to write that down and I forgot it was good. In terms of the payouts you're talking? Is that what you're talking about, Zachary? Luke, this is TradingView. So if you have 20 funded Apex accounts, you can only take out a maximum of $2,000 every 8 days per account for the first 5 payouts. I know that's a lot of math. We'll just talk about one account, and then you can do the math of multiplying it. With an Apex funded account, 50K account, you can take a $2,000 payout every 8 days. So if you have 20 of them, you're taking 40,000 out every 8 days. And you only need $250 a day, $250 a day to hit that 2K mark per 8 days. Yeah, we're definitely inverting that 5. Disrespected. We're going to disrespect this inversion and invert that 5. It's going to run before you get a candle closure. I trade Take Profit Trader and Apex. I think Alpha Futures is a good firm, man. They got some good stuff going on. I have a link, an affiliate link in my bio for them. I have a code, but it's too long to put in there. Yeah, Tristan trades Alpha Futures. I know several people that do, and they love it. Astronaut tomorrow. That's funny. Potentially, potentially looking for shorts. Yeah, we're bouncing off that 4 hour, right? Yeah, we're bouncing off this 4 hour inversion. So if somebody went short off that 4 hour, that's probably not a bad idea. If we invert this 5, I think it'd get interesting. Right now we're holding though. I'm not currently trading with Top Step. No, I have. Got my first payout with Top Step. That was the first firm I ever got a payout from. I like them, but I think lately there's been issues that I'm steering clear of them for right now. Yeah, a lot of people love Top Step, man. I think they're the interesting. Look at that. 2 points, 8 ticks. See, this is what I'm talking about with these wicks. I still think we go lower here. Yeah, BR. I like Take Profit a lot. That's who I traded this morning. Wanted to just take some money that I can pull out. Made a quick $1,000, 200 times 5. You know, it won't do that. Did you short it off? Will, did you short off this 15? Yeah, KJ. That's what I was saying. I think if somebody was short off the inversion of this 4 hour, having that above us here, I think that gives us more confidence to take a short. I'd like to see this 5 invert first, though. No, you got to pass each value. Like if you have 5 accounts, you have 5 evals that you have to pass. You can copy trade them so that you pass them all at the same time, but they're viewed as individual accounts. You're in at 23,854. Dude, that's a beautiful entry. You had the 15 to reject off of, and then you also had that 4 hour. That's a good entry, man. What's your TP? You think swing low here, or are you going lower than that? Swing low. Nice. What's your sizing? 21 questions. 5 minis or 5 micros? If you're 5 minis, dude, you're eating. You're paying for dinner tonight. Phew. You said 54. 54.25, you said? Just 54. We'll go with 54.25. Yeah, you're looking at, we'll call it 90 points times 4. Is that 88 times 80? I'm getting so many spam calls and texts today. What is up with this? 88 times 80. $7 grand, bro. I've been trading for 2.5 years. If I'm unfunded, I typically will use uh, micros. So I'll trade about 5 micros. If I'm in evals, anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 minis. If the setup is just juicy and A plus, I'll trade 3 or 4 micros. Just pass it and get it done. It also depends on the firm. TPT, you can't pass in a day. Apex you can, so I'll trade 3 or 4 minis on an Apex account and just be done with it. Pass it. RR and win rate don't really matter, bro. If you want to know if someone's doing well, you ask them what their profit factor is. And my profit factor, I think, is like 4.25 or something right now. Yeah, I only trade 50Ks, man. So yeah, it works on the. I think if you use it with Apex, that code comes out. The total evaluation cost comes out to be about $38 or $39 or something like that. There's your entry. You gonna wait for a touchback? Or you just gonna market order? There you go. You're in. If we get a touchback, I think I'll take it. 814. My stop would be. Probably won't get a touch on this either. I don't even know, man. I don't even know where I'd put my stop or my take profit. Maybe down here. Maybe something like that. That's a huge trade, though. All right, we're tapped in on that. We're gonna put our stops just above. I'm gonna put it. It's gonna be a pretty long stop. I'm gonna put it up CE of this, or I might even put it above. That's such a long stop. Really is a long stop. Maybe above the inversion. But I think it could tap into this. That's such a long stop. Holy shit. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it above this 15. That's such a long stop. 890.25. It's a pretty long stop there, boys. $856. Just above the wick high. That's probably a lot better of a stop, to be honest. Still 43 points, but I might join you on that, Tristan. We'll be in the same. I'm gonna do 858. TP is this wick low down here. It's a huge. It would be a huge move. We'll probably take profit before then, but that's just, we're gonna be optimistic. Let's see what we might be missing here. I'm gonna make my FEG extend. Link the boxes. Make this 200. See if we can. Let me do that? No. So we're gonna have to push through this. This is NQ, NASDAQ futures. 732. Yeah, based on the liquidity. Yeah. You're taking longs? I would say I hope that works for you, but I actually don't, because I want to win. Lot sizes is crypto or forex. This is NASDAQ futures, so we do contracts, and I'm in 5 micro contracts. It's going to come back on us. What a terrible trade setup. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I feel like I'm trading forex now. Is this going to come back on us, Tristan? Yeah, exactly, Nathan. This price action is dog water. Yeah, you would think, right? We're pushing out of a 4-hour inversion right here. We just inverted that 5. We are pushing into a 15 from way long ago, but we're bearish on the day. We have reason to believe price wants to go lower, so I mean, I don't think it's a bad trade. We'll find out. You could be right, I could be right. We could both be wrong, and it just goes sideways. Very well could, Big Black. Yeah, very well could. If we sweep data lows, then we just take profit right there, man. That would be that'd be decent. That'd be a couple $100 on funded. I'm already up 1,000 on my take profit accounts. This would be another let's see, 12 Apex accounts times 200. So I mean, I think that's a decent Friday. This is NASDAQ futures, bro. It says it in the description. This is the 15 right here. North Carolina. North Carolina. I appreciate that, Schmeeks. You're the man. You sold the R8, Tristan? Yeah, we're in a trade here, bro. Oh, yes, 4. What are you getting? Time for the Konasek? I'm 32. Nah, we're in a short, Ethan. At least these data lows. We might take profit there, but we'll see. Not really risky. We got a 4-hour inversion that we're pushing out of. We got a 5 that we just flipped up here. Rejected hard out of this 15. Bearish on the day. I don't think it's a risky trade. No. Batman, I don't. I don't think it'll drop that low. What's funny is I think it'll at least go to these data lows right here. We might take profit there. It's just that's I'm being optimistic. I'm trying to influence price and trying to pull it down, you know. Need to put a magnet on the chart and get it to go. This is definitely not great price action though. It is just kind of lingering. Entry price is 814, 23,814. No, this is NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures. You got your magnets on the chart? Is that what you said, Tristan? Yeah, put the magnet and the hammer, the jackhammer. Go down. Very well could just hit these data lows and go, but we'll see. It's always tough to sit here through this kind of price action, man. This is not Forex. This isn't a pair. This is NASDAQ futures. Quick analysis, Lucas, about the trade. We got this 4-hour inversion that we're trading out of. Price is pushing out of that. We had this 15 price rejected super hard off of that. We inverted this 5, and I entered on the inversion with draw and liquidity lower. What's with the low volume? I think people are just hesitant with stuff going on with Putin and Trump. They just everybody's on a wait and see type of position. That's what it feels like. Yeah, Alex, it's not gonna be until much later. Yeah, it's when it disrespects the gap, basically. Like if you have a bullish gap, price comes back through the gap and closes below it, or vice versa, depending on if it's a bearish gap, price goes above it and closes above it. I am not trading gold. This is NASDAQ futures. Did that make sense, Lucas? This is micros. These are micros. This is minis, micros. We're getting a pushback. Uh-oh. What would the RR be on that if it was 1-to-1 basically? Let's get a quick, just a Draco down. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'm micros, trading micros. This is NASDAQ futures, man. NASDAQ futures. I'm tempted just to take profit. I don't like this chop. I don't like these candles. We'll see, though. The short is over. Very well could be, man. Very well could be. I don't think it wants to push through this 15. Apex futures rules for fundeds or for the evals? Come on, man. Drop. It does not. It's just hanging out in this 15-minute, right in the CE of the 15. I thought we'd at least get the data lows here. Then that's used as a support, Lucas. That FEG on the long would be used as support. Taking profit right there. I don't like these doji candles. Yeah. $124 on 12 accounts. So we're up, what is that, $2,000 on the day total? 5 TPT accounts, 200 a piece, and then 12 Apex accounts, 124 a piece. Not bad. I know. But price doesn't seem, look at these dojis, doesn't seem to want to go. Sitting right there is the 15-minute chart, just sitting right at the CE of this 15-minute gap. Hussein, tell me why it's clearly long when you have a 4 hour bearish inversion right above you right there. We just inverted a 5 minute gap. We've been bearish on the morning. What are you seeing that says we're clearly long? Just, I'm very curious. I would love to know. I've been doing this 2.5 years, and I've never seen a chart look like this where it would indicate something that says clearly long. Yeah, bunch of yappers. Oh, shit. You think win rate of 87% matters, bro? What's your profit factor? What's your lifetime payout? That stuff doesn't matter, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You're gone. I hate stupid people. Also, if you were that profitable, you wouldn't be in this chat yapping. I do think we'll sweep that data low at some point. I think we'll get a rejection off of this 5 minute. This price action is just, I mean, it's very, I don't like doji candles like this, wicky and unconvincing. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fall for it. It's all good. Let's see if it'll let me do a poll here now. Still won't. Nope, still won't. uh, how do you find your daily bias? Well, I go to the 4 hour chart. For one, you got to look at what is going on in the economy. I like to do that. That's one thing I like to do. But then you go to these higher time frame charts, see where the main draw and liquidities are, where there's a lot of resting liquidity. Hey Maya, happy Friday to you too. I like to. This is not a very scientific way of doing things, but go back to a chart I haven't marked up. I like to see how we've traded in cycles. So typically what I've noticed, and this isn't always true, but what I've noticed, you get sessions that, you get a session like here, you got going down, 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 and then the next session it's going up. Kind of goes in cycles like that, up, down, 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 up. So it kind of goes in cycles like that. Not always. That's not a very scientific way to do things, but lately that's kind of how I've been establishing a bias. But the most important thing are draws on liquidity, what's going on in the world. Obviously, if there's going to be tariff news or trade deals signed, that can have huge impacts on the market. Those things are typically what I look for, pay attention to. Yeah, he's gone, don't worry. People like to troll. Any tips for for beginners? Yeah, don't spend any money on buying evals and stuff until you have at least a couple weeks, if not a couple of months of green days on paper. That'd be first and foremost. Education wise, I'd find a YouTube creator like ICT or T-Trades or somebody. Was it Justin Werlin? Is that his name? Yeah, people like that who are, I think, they teach quality concepts that work. and start watching those educational videos, take detailed notes, and start implementing those strategies on paper, and do that for a while um, before you spend any money. What do you think about TJR? TJR is hilarious, man. I think that when TJR is being serious about trading, that he does have some some good strategic advice, educational advice. I just think it's hard kind of now. He's got such a personality and a character. I don't know if he's playing a character, if it's just who he is, but to me it's. I like to be serious. This is a serious industry. This is a serious business. People can make a lot of money. They can make a career out of this. And he's clearly doing well for himself. I don't know how much of that comes from his mentorship versus trading, but Mary, I can see why you would say that. Yeah, I think he's targeted. I think he's geared towards a younger crowd. Not that I'm not calling you old, but younger than me. I'm 32. I think he's geared more towards the teenager crowd. He reminds me a lot of, like, if you guys are familiar with the gym space in content creation, he reminds me almost like of a Trend Twins or something like that when it comes to trading. I like him a lot. I'd probably hang out with the dude. He seems super funny and entertaining, but if you're trying to take this seriously and you're really trying to dial in, I think there's probably better people to learn from. So, what's up, Zach? Yeah, yeah. I don't think I am either, Mary, but I still watch all this stuff. He's hilarious. Yeah, dude, that new egg you got, the Conus egg, he's crushing it, dude. He's crushing it. Okay, yeah, yeah, Carmine. There's this guy that I found who's like a wilderness dude. He's interesting, man. He's like lives off grid, but he trades. And some of those guys actually have some really good knowledge. It's pretty interesting. They're more obscure than most of the mainstream guys. Nah, man. Closed in profit. 124 times 12. We're up 200 on take profit. 200 times 5 on Apex. We're up 124 times 12. Share the 1 minute. Is that good? The wilderness guy, Dean, you were talking about? I'll have to look. I think I followed him on TikTok. I'll have to find him. You had a good morning. What'd you do, Zach? TJR made me probably. Yeah, Trace, I could see that, man. Believe me, I went through his boot camp. I went through all the boot camp series. I think he's got some jewels in there. He's got some good stuff. He's just flamboyant, I guess would be the word. Everybody's got their own downsides, man. I mean, I'm sure I got my own that people could point out. Uh, ICT, I can't stand how he complains, and his strategy I think is great, but he's kind of insufferable to listen to. But I if somebody's asking me, hey, where should I start? I'd say ICT 2022 mentorship. Yeah, Tristan. He is insufferable, dude. He complains so much. T-Trades, I think, is one of the best. He's got I put it in the Discord, in the education tab in the Discord. T-Trades has a series called Foundation and Education, 2 different series, and those are really good. I actually was going back through those last night just to. You can never stop learning this stuff. I don't care how long you've been doing it. There's always more to learn. I appreciate that, Trace. Yeah, T-Trades, I think he's just calm, collected, matter of fact. I like how he shows how even if he's showing you a setup that he recommends or that he teaches, he'll show you he'll show it to you failing. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of times people just show strategies and people think that's just going to be like a 100% win rate. But T-Trades will show you, hey, this is sometimes it doesn't work, you know. It's you're playing probability here, and sometimes probability isn't in your favor. So T-Trades is definitely nice. Yeah, Romer, I got you. Nice, Nathan. Have a good weekend, man. Stay safe. Huddy, I don't know that I necessarily like longs here, and I'll tell you why. We got this big 4-hour inversion that we're trading out of right here. So I think that's kind of, you'd be pushing through a 4-hour inversion if you took a long. So I think that'd be kind of tough to trade. We're caught up in this 15-minute from Tuesday of this week. So price is kind of hung up, rejecting off of this. So I don't know, man. If you're scalping, I'd take a trade here, maybe long up to this 15, but we still have this 5-minute inversion right here that price is rejecting off of also. So it's not a really good spot, you know, in my opinion, to take a trade either way. Took a scalp for 25 points short. Nice. So you passed him, Jay. That should have passed you, right? On all four? I'm waiting for you to say yes. I'm bored and I'm about to start. It's all right. How bad was the mistake? Done for the day? All right, Sean, you made some money? 700 mistake. Were you oversized? Yeah. Hey, you're learning. Made a $300 mistake today. I don't. You're talking about like a 1-to-1 RR, Trace? I don't typically take those trades, no. I do not. I don't hyper focus on RR, but it is a result of where my entries are and where my stops are, obviously. Let's say I was long here. Off of this 15, we'll pretend this 5-minute inversion isn't here. My stops would be just below that, and I'd have a target of London highs. So as a result of that, just as a result of my entry and my stop loss, and where my take profit would be, you're not looking at a 1-to-1. I mean, that'd be a really nice ratio there. But I just don't ever see my setups, and what I look for in order to take a trade doesn't typically allow for a 1-to-1 RR. You know what I mean? That's why I don't focus on it. I focus on my setup, and my setup inadvertently will give me a good RR. That's just kind of how I do it. Yeah, I drew those out, but they're spotted from this indicator. If you want to copy those settings, guys, if you join the Discord, all of my indicators and settings are in the Discord. It's a free Discord. Links in the chat right there. I'll pin it. Average 1-3 RR. 3-to-1 or 1-to-3? Risking 1 to make 3, or risking 3 to make 1? I don't know, this guy was trolling. I saw a guy do something like that where he had this, like, it was basically the inverse of, I was like, bro, I think he was trolling. It was a TikTok video, not a live. A lot of us are in the Discord. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in there too, I think. Yeah, I was in there, Zach. I could have stopped my stream if somebody else wanted to. If somebody else, let me know next time. Uh, if somebody's trying to, like, if Christopher wants to stream his charts or whatever, I'll be happy to end my my like screen sharing or whatever. Yeah, if you don't have a stop loss. Am I not muted in there? I thought I was muted. My mute is on. Oh, unmute my mic. Yeah, I can do that, man. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. The reason I had it muted, I was trying to deafen. I had you guys in my ear, and the only way that I could deafen it was if I hit the when I hit the deafen button, it automatically mutes my mic. But I can definitely, I'll work on some settings because that's the first time I've streamed in there. I'll figure out, I'll familiarize myself with the settings so I can make that run a little more smoothly. No, Sebastian, I don't, like I was just saying, I don't focus on that. My entries, a good RR for me is a byproduct of a good entry and a good setup. So, if I have a bad entry, the RR is going to be all screwed up. So I wouldn't hyper focus on your RR. Hyper focus on taking A+ setups and having your stops in the appropriate place. I appreciate that, Zach. I appreciate the other guys in the Discord, man. I feel like we got a good group of guys in there who all have a good grasp on what they're doing, and sharing opinions and what we're seeing, I think, is helpful collectively. Oh, the same risk amount every time. Okay. I think that is a good way to trade. Yeah, I think it is good. I do tend to, if I see like a really juicy setup, I tend to maybe add a little extra on there. But I've had that burn me. I actually, earlier in this week, I said in the Discord, I made a trade at 1:25 p.m. on Tuesday, was it? I think it was Tuesday, and I over leveraged on my funded and paid the price for it. So I don't like to do that a whole lot on my fundeds, but on evals, I'll throttle that pretty hard sometimes. You've been stuck in a long since 950. Were you playing off of this, a bounce off this 15? No, Taylor, I didn't get stopped out. We took profit for 124. I closed it early. I didn't like it. We had multiple dojis here on the 5-minute, so I closed down here before it had a chance to come back on me. Damn, man. 5 points away, and you close the trade. We did take one bleh. Is that how you say it? Bleh. Yeah, we took a short off of this 5-minute inversion, and then we just didn't like how price was moving, so we closed it out. You can see the P&L on the mid of the screen there, where it says dollar total. We did 124 times 12 accounts, so not bad for funded. We're up 200 times 5 on take profit accounts for the day, so all in all, I think we're up like $2,000 on the day, so it's not a bad day. Yeah, it's super choppy. Yeah, they're 5 of them are funded. I have multiple evals that are still in the work on TPT. I like to do that, Zach. Even if I'm max allocated, I like to have some evals rolling, because if I blow a funded, I want to have something back in the backup, so that I can immediately activate it. I don't pass them. I leave them. I'll open and close a trade just to keep the account active, and then if I need to, if I blow a funded, I'll pass it and then activate it. I think that's kind of one of the good ways to do it. I don't know if other people do that, but damn, we did hit 12K on TikTok. I appreciate that, guys. That's pretty cool. I appreciate all the follows. You're trading TPT too, Zach, aren't you? I appreciate that, Vibrant. I appreciate that a lot, man. Yeah, Chase, I got you in the chat. Up 402 evals today. Nice. That's all you really need to do, man. I mean, if you can do 400 or 500 a day, you know, just stay steady with it. You can't pass those in a day. So I don't like going crazy on those evals. I'll go crazy on the Apex evals. Very nice. Do I happen to? Are you under 18 or something? Yeah, it is. It's not the best price action. Exactly, yeah. One or two trades a week. That's very conservative, man. Jacob, it depends on the setup and it depends on the firm, man. If you're trading with Apex, I'd say if you have an A+ setup, throw 2 or 3, maybe even 4 minis on there, depending on your risk tolerance, what you can stomach. But that's what I do on Apex. I'll throw on an A+ setup 2, 3, or 4 minis on there and pass it in one trade. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't have a whole lot on there right now, but it's linked in the link tree in my bio. How's the picture quality, Zach? Does this look better than it has before, or does it look about the same? I'm curious. I got a new camera. Is it a better quality, you think, or is it about the same? Very nice. You're selling it in Q to 255? Okay. Yeah, I'm still bearish. I think we at least take this wick low here, but 255, that's down here. Let's see what you're thinking. I'm going to figure out what it is that you think is down here. I'm sure there's like a gap or something you're trading into. Trading into an order block. Is that what you're doing, Rizzy? I muted? You sure? Okay. Yeah, your bot is saying that. Yeah, it's definitely not the best. No, I think that was just you, Zach. I think that was just you. I don't think I'm muted. I got my mic monitoring says I'm coming through. Appreciate the follows, guys. What would I say are some habits that 100% changed you? Zach, I think it's just you, man. I would say discipline, not clicking the button so much, limiting myself to 2 to 3 trades a day. The one habit that saved me from blowing accounts, I have a rule where if I take a trade and I lose, I cut my sizing in half and take one more trade on the day. Win or lose, I'm done. I think that has saved me so much. It keeps you from over trading, keeps you from revenge trading. that is definitely something I would try to implement into your strategy if you're struggling or you find yourself, going on tilt. What firm do I recommend? Apex is a good firm if you want to build up a pretty large portfolio. If you want to scale, you can have up to 20 accounts, funded accounts. TPT, Take Profit Trader, they're good too. They allow for daily payouts. I think those two are really good. Alpha Futures is good. Tradeify is good. My Funded Futures, they're good. I know, Tristan. I know. Hindsight's 2020, man. Where are those guys that were in here saying longs were clear? Who's saying, where you at, bro? Yeah. Mighty quiet. Hey, nice job, man. Passed and you're funded. Very nice. ENC, that's awesome, man. Yeah, Apex stolen. Stolen F-150. Look at that. Boom. Right past the data wick. Apex will let you pass in a day. There is a trailing drawdown though, so if you're trading like 2 or 3 minis and the trade bounces back on you a little bit, like let's say you go into profit 1,000 and then it pulls back on you, so you're only up 500. That 500 that you the unrealized profit goes against your drawdown, so you got to be careful with that. Just keep that in mind. But you can pass them in a day, and you can have up to 20 accounts with Apex. So to me, that's why I like them so much. What is he saying? I didn't even see. Why is he saying you're a bot? I took care of it. I have 12 right now. I'm trying to get to 20 by the end of the month, man. I said that last month, and then I ended up blowing some accounts and had to build back up. Uh, so I'm trying to get back up there. Um, I really want to get back up there. Got you, Tristan. No, I'm not looking for a buy, man. We were short off this 5 and then got cold feet right here and took profit for 124, and price went back, and now it's dipping right to where we wanted it to go. Yeah, blah. I use Tradeovate, and you can link all 20 accounts together, um, or however many accounts you're trading. As long as you can only, you have to have multiple browsers open if you're trying to do multiple firms at a time. But like, let's say you're trading Apex and you have 10 Apex accounts, you can link all 10 of those accounts together. And when you make a trade, one click will trade all those accounts. You just have to do the math. Like if you're trading 10 accounts and you want 1 mini per account for the trade, you have to put 10 as the contract sizing, 10 contracts, and it'll allocate it to each individual account, one contract per account. Tradeovate, Tradeovate. People do have trading bots, man. I know exactly what he's talking about. He's not. I don't think he's trying to scam. I know what he's talking about. You can use you can code your own stuff to basically read the market and tell you and give you an analysis. I'm pretty sure that's what he's talking about. Apex will deny your payouts though if you use that stuff. Yeah, it's like an indicator basically. Nice, man. You held that short. Good for you. I wish I had the kahunas to have held that. You're eating right now. We took a short off the 5 inversion, and then we got out right here because it was. I got scared, man. I was terrified. I was shaking over here. No, it started bouncing back. We had a couple doji candles. I just didn't like the way it was shaping up. That line was, what was that line? That was where somebody said they had their TP earlier. Somebody said they had their TP there, so I just drew it as a mark. I think, oh, Tristan, I think that's where he said his TP was. Very nice, Zachary. That's awesome, man. Were you short off the inversion? Were you short? You held that position that I got out of? Yeah, I stream every day, 9:30. Uh, I should probably put a caveat on that. I stream every day where there's major red folder news. I don't if there's no news on Monday, I don't trade Mondays where there's no red folder news, typically. Yeah, Johnson Paulson, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're getting something out of it. Pete, they might have. I thought it was Tristan saying that that's where his TP was at 720, 723. I thought that's what he said earlier. I can't remember. I had it marked for somebody. I don't think it was for my own purposes. Yeah, it was Tristan's TP. Yeah, man. Check it out. Yeah, check out. Tradeovate is basically just a platform that you connect your prop firm account to so that you can trade with it. And yeah, somebody asked, can you connect TradingView to it? Yeah, you can connect TradingView to the account so that when you execute a trade on Tradeovate, it shows on TradingView, and vice versa. You could execute it on TradingView, and it's going to show over here on what's it called on Tradeovate. Why do most people say not to trade news? Um, it just depends on your preference, man. Some prop firms don't allow you to trade news. Like Take Profit Trader doesn't allow you to trade news. Um, Apex does, and some people just for their own personal reasons don't like it because it's super volatile. So it's not a strategy really. If you're a momentum order flow trader, you can eat like Rips. He likes to trade news because he's an order flow momentum trader. So he's reading the order book and seeing where all the orders are stacked up, what it wants to do, and he's capitalizing on that, the large volume, the large increase in volume. So some people love it. I think if you're trading a setup like the way that I trade, where you're looking for, you know, 5 or 6 different confluences, and you're looking to take an actual structured setup, it's not the best because the price is just going to drastically move one way or another. It'll disrespect fair value gaps. It won't, you know. Win rate doesn't matter, Luke. It's not. If you're asking me what my profit factor is, which is a way more important metric, it's 4.25 or something last time I checked. The profit factor basically says, are your wins larger than your losses? And in my case, my wins are much larger than my losses. So, you know, if you lose 99 trades and you only risked $1, but you win one trade and you win $10,000, does your win rate matter? My win rate was higher when I was when I was making less money, to be honest with you. I had like a 80 something percent win rate or upper 70s, and I was struggling. Like I was blowing accounts because my profit factor was like right around 1. It fluctuated between under 1 and just above 1. And then when my profit factor flipped with my my win rate went down to something like upper 50s, low 60s. My profit factor went up to something in the 4s. I was started taking big payouts. So that's why I say win rate doesn't matter. Obviously, if your win rate is 0, you're struggling. But your profit factor is a metric that is far more important than your win rate. All right, Zachary. Congrats, man. Have a good weekend. I'm praying for you, bro. It's not a bad entry. I don't think that's a terrible entry. We did just sweep that data wick low, uh, so it could want to go a little higher, but I don't think that's a terrible entry. All right, guys, I'm going to call this. It's Friday. We're up basically $2,500 on the day across 2 prop firms. So it's kind of hard to be mad about that going into the weekend. So I'm going to call it. I don't think that we have news Monday. Let me check real quick. I don't think we have news on Monday. Yeah, no news on Monday, so I probably will not be live Monday. I might be just to watch the markets. If I am, I'm not. I'll trade a BS eval or something. But most likely I won't be live Monday, and we'll be back for sure Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. So I appreciate all you guys. Appreciate the 12,000 followers, man. That's amazing. It's a big milestone. At least it is for me. So you guys have a good weekend. Appreciate you being here. Be safe. Don't if you're green right now, don't give back your profits, man. Have end your week on a good note, and take your wins and have a good weekend. Spend some time with your family. Do what you do. So you guys take it easy. I'll be back next week, and we'll see you. God bless you too, man. Thank you. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe.